All right, hi, I'm back. Back at the apartment. Today we're going to change the shower head here. So I'm gonna change it with this one. It's a just something I ordered off Amazon. It's supposed to be filter in the head, but the main thing about it is it's got like the hose on it. So let me get you set up on the tripod and we'll get to work on this. Okay, sorry about that. That was the camera being touched by the mount holder. Okay, so a little bit of a box. We got the instructions. We got the shower head, the bracket that plugs into the thing up there. Looks like it gives you a little bit of Teflon, which is good. And then it's got the hose and a couple seals. So for this project, I've got the vice grips from our kit, and I did buy some Teflon just in case it didn't provide it. A lot of times they're starting to provide this stuff now. So a couple of things that we want to do to make sure we don't mess anything up is remove this existing shower head. And if I do need to use the vice grips, I will wrap them in this towel. So let me hang you up here. See if I can do this without dropping the phone. That's tight. See how good this little foam mount thing is. Okay, we need to tilt this up just a little bit. Pretty good. So I did move the little shower caddy out of the way just in case, well, to give me more room to work on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off right here. A lot of times you can just kind of turn it, but there is this ball in there that makes the shower head swivel when it's not connected. So you see this little ball there, that'll spin while the shower head's on till I aim the shower head. And then you can also see some of the sediment build up on this screen here from the water, the hard water. But luckily we were able to get that off with no issues. So I'm going to go ahead and clean off the old Teflon if I can. Just scratch it off. It'll eventually unwind. And then you just throw it away. Let's see if I get a better look. Not bad. So, like, this doesn't have to be perfectly clean. You know, this old Teflon should seal just fine underneath the new stuff. But if you can, you're already here, you might as well get it off. So we'll see how long this takes me. anything coming up. Oh, there's a little bit. Oh, there's a tail end right here. Yeah, so it's a little finicky, but you know, it's not 100% necessary to take this off. Again, if you have the kit, which I did leave downstairs, you could use the little knife to scrape this off. You know, goes to show not having it with you is the same as not having it at all. Let's see. Okay, now just being careful not to scratch up the threads. Should be able to scrape up this Teflon enough to get a grab of it. But it's gonna make the video super long for a real simple thing that we're doing here. Well, let me go ahead and pause it. Get this cleaned up real fast. Okay, so actually open it. You take this down. So I got the Teflon all cleaned off. I ended up just kind of scratching at it with my fingernail till it came off. Okay, so I'll get you set down here. And we'll go over the kind of the pre-assembly, what I'll call it. If I can get this tripod looking good. Okay, so take a look at the instructions. And it's going to be real simple. You just Teflon everything and then put your seals in. But again, the main tip or trick would be the order that you do the things. So we got the Teflon off, and then we'll go ahead and wrap the new Teflon around. So you'll just, you want to make sure, because you're going to be spinning it to the right, so you want to make sure it tightens your Teflon up as it's sitting there. So if I set it there, it's going to squish it off, right? So, and again, it's not the end of the world if it's a little wonky. This kind of stuff you can very easily redo and add more Teflon, take it off. I mean, you saw how easy the shower head turned on. It's just hand tight. Okay, so we got the Teflon on there, and I'm talking pretty quiet, so hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm in the hotel, or well, the apartment, and the other guys are sleeping. So you've got this fitting here. This piece actually would loosen up just a little bit, and that allows this ball joint to rotate. And that's when you're on the shower, you lift the whole thing up, and that's what lets you move the whole attachment there. So that's how that works. So next step is you just screw this onto the bracket up here. So we'll take that, and then you just take the whole thing, nice and easy, just screw it on, and then you'll get to the point where you'll see the thing just spinning without this piece tightening. But that has to do with how tight you have it there. But anyways, you just take it, and then looks like we're okay. And we've got our swivel. So the reason why it was so tight before is because you have a lot of leverage with all this shower head and everything. Here's you have a lot more leverage here, so it'll move easier with the stuff attached to it than without. Okay, so doesn't say to, but I like to go ahead and run some Teflon around this, and then it's got a little filter thing in it. Again, it doesn't say to do this, but I always like to. I mean, they give you the Teflon, and you might as well use it. And it's not gonna hurt anything. Might not help anything either, but it's not gonna hurt it. So we got that Teflon, and then normally, well, I'll go ahead and do that while I'm talking about it. But I'll come back over here. Normally I'll do this before I put it on. But I'll just wrap a little piece of Teflon around here. Again, you want to try to make sure you're going in the right direction so that when you tighten up your fitting, it runs the Teflon on instead of runs it off. It'll peel. It'll like peel the Teflon back. A lot of times it's not that big a deal. Let me see here. Okay, so this one has a filter. So at some point, you'd have to replace this. Anyways, you just pop it off, put the new one in, and then replace it. More than likely, you don't have to do that for every couple of months, depending on your water situation. So let's see how this looks like. It's actually fairly well packaged. So it comes with a seal in it already. So these are just extras. So what I'll end up doing is I'll put everything together underneath the sink. So put this piece onto here. Pretty much just do it hand tight. If you need to, use pliers again. Wrap it in cloth or something so you're not scratching it all up. And then screw this one into there. You can get this out of the way. I'll just set it over my shoulder. So I'm holding it with my neck. And you just hand tighten it. And then we shall see. So these are pretty simple. I'll turn on the water. Let me turn Amy a little bit better. There you go. It's that easy. A couple of the places you'll get water. Like I'll have to tighten that up a little bit. And then you might get water back here. You might get water here. And if you do, just tighten it up. And that's it. Installing new shower head. So I'm gonna put the shower back together. My hair's nuts. I've been sitting downstairs trying to decide what I was gonna 3D print. I'm like holding my hair like that, but I need to trim it a little bit. Yeah, if you have any questions or thoughts or anything like that about the process, let me know. And also if you have any suggestions or ideas for future videos. I'll be home in another week and a half or so, so I'll probably drop this video next week sometime. And then once I get back home, I've got a couple projects lined up. Actually, I need to change a hose fitting for the outside hose that sprays everywhere every time I turn the hose on. Basically, it's the same thing as that, just outside stuff, so it's all corroded and everything a little bit more. Yeah, so appreciate your time, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.